Good day everyone, and welcome to Goes to 11 Get Spun. Today I'm going to show you how we make our swivel drop shot rig with this one's going to have 2 hooks on it. In my area you can have up to 3 hooks on a single lure in any of our catch and keep lakes. This could also be made with a single hook if you were in an area where you can only have 1 hook on your lure. It's typically used around here for catching walleye or perch, and what you do is if you're in your boat and you find a school of fish and you mark them at say 2 feet off bottom, you tie yourself a 2-foot leader with a weight on it below your drop shot rig onto your main line, put your bait on there, drop it down into the fish, and you start catching fish in that strike zone. Then you can consistently drop it right back to that same depth every time. So anyway, to make these, they're pretty simple. We start with a wire shaft, and I use a brass bead first on the bottom. And I'll add my first hook. These are Gamakatsu painted hooks. They're size 6 octopus hooks. So I'll put my first bead on, my first hook on, and then I'll use a white bead first, and then a bead to match the color of my hook next. And then another white bead. And just keep alternating. I'll use 3 of the matching colored beads and 4 of the white beads. So then when we add our last white bead, I'll add my next hook. And finally another brass bead. So, oops, those are pretty sharp. You'll notice that the hook rotates on the shaft. That's why it's called a swivel drop shot. So your bait can move around in the current or whatever's going on. And we'll just take our top loop. That one's done. Pretty quick to make. You could make as many of these as you want. Different colors of hooks. I've got pink on this one, so we're going to do alternating pink and white. And your wire size is going to be determined by what eyelet size would be in your hook. For instance, on these ones, the eye is pretty small on these Gamakatsu painted hooks, so I'm using 26 thou wire on these ones. And you know, as hooks get bigger, if you wanted to use bigger, if you were targeting only walleye with these and you weren't going to go after perch, you could probably go with a bigger hook, like a size 4 or a size 2 even, and up your wire size to a bigger wire. Oops. Ahead of myself there. Missed one of the white beads. The most common bait that I'd use on these would be probably dew worms or mealworms. The dew worm, you could run the worm, one worm between both hooks. Or if you use mealworms, you could just put one mealworm per hook. So anyway, that's a pretty simple lure to make for fishing for walleye from a boat if you're anchored in place and in a school of fish. I hope you liked this video, and if you liked it, please click like and subscribe, and hit the reminder bell so you don't miss any further content to Goes to 11. And if you'd like to purchase any products that you see us make, or any of the other products that Goes to 11 supports, you can buy them at fishingandoutdoors.ca in Canada and fishingandoutdoors.net outside of Canada. Tight lines, everyone.